You know it's a beautiful Monday morning. We're going to go and get right on into this because, see, you know what? It's sometimes that, you know what, we have to just start telling you young folks about things that y'all claim that or say that that's not true. You know, over the weekend, we saw that little man named Little Nas X. He came on. You know, I got to go to the doctor, so I'm going to kind of straighten up my little frocks and stuff. Yeah, thank you. But anyway, he came on and he was walking down the street in his drawers. He took his drawers off. Walking down the street with his white drawers and white cowboy boots. Yeah. He was going to the old town hold down there. Yes, he was. And here's the fun. It's not funny, but it's realistic because I'm going to tell you why. See, Lil Nas came out with a record. You know that little record. It was so my little grandbabies. They played that little record. We was going somewhere. It took us 40 minutes. You know how many times they played that little hold down record? Oh, now I want some cowboy boots. Now I want a cowboy hat. Help me. He made me want to go get a cowboy hat. But then he started doing stuff that was out of the norm. He came out as gay. Then he turned around and he started mocking God. You know, he did Satan a lap dance. Then he got pregnant. Then he came out with them shoes with the blood in the middle, the Nikes, you know, with the blood, with the drop of blood. They said each person gave a drop of blood. He got somebody blood and put them in the sneakers and he was selling them. And he made approximately 666 pairs of those shoes. And then you say, well, Samantha, why are you talking at the bottom of your driveway? I got a long driveway, but I'm going to tell you why I'm at the bottom. He said he was selling the shoes, and one man had bought the shoes and said as soon as he brought them home, strange things started happening. He said he threw the shoes away. Okay, now and then you're saying, okay, Samantha. Then he started acting like he was a gay Jesus. Oh, come on now. We finna talk, and I'm gonna tell you how it coming full circle. You know, and then all of a sudden, now he's walking down the street with his boots on and his whitey tighties, and then he took the whitey tighties off and said, you know what, I gotta go on. See, this is where, you know what? And don't say that Little Nas X is different, and that's him, and he sold his soul to the devil, and the devil coming collecting, and he collecting big, and he collecting bold. Yeah. See, you know what? See, a lot of us raised our children on materialistic things, not having a dignity, a sense of pride, a sense of getting their own education, a sense of whatever it is that instilled in the family. No, we taught our children today. The children today are taught on, you know what, go get that bag. It's all about the bag. It's all about, don't nothing else matter if you have the bag. If you got the bag, everything you want will come into play. See, the Satan is meeting them at the crossroad and making a deal with them. Now it's time to cash in. Well, you say, well, Samantha, I'm not like that. Some of y'all were. See, because I'm going to tell you something. You got so many. I have yet to understand why are black folks on social media talking about immigrants, talking about how bad they got things and how they weaning off the system. They getting all this money and all of that. But you fail to realize that it was a time, one not too long ago, where we were the bad guys. But see, you know what? Many of us are selling our soul so we can sit at the white table and have a voice that will never come. See, many of us are sitting at the table. We doing whatever we need to do to sit at the table. Oh, that's our bag. That's our bag. Because see, you got to realize something. Why would a black person go on social media and talk about another brown person to that? But see, we got so many that and sold us out there and sold us for that bag there and sold us for that their bag, not your bag. Not your bag. Because it's common. It's common. And they relying on the rest of y'all to come on in and play. See, Lil Nas did it to himself. He did. He sold his own soul for his own gratification or whatever. And see, some of y'all, you say, well, Samantha, you make the promises are made. And don't think that because you got to be famous or in politics for the crossroad to come to you. It's gonna come to a whole bunch of y'all when you're facing the loss of your job, and your wife don't want to hear about she finna lose that house. It's gonna come at the cost when your husband loses his job and y'all may have to go live with mama or some kinfolks, or better yet, in the car. And you ain't used to doing it. See, you used to being bougie. Now you might have to live in a car, go back to your mama house, or, go stay with your sister or stuff like that. Yeah. Or when you go to the grocery store and you know what, you were saying how food was so high then that you couldn't get enough. Now you can barely afford 2 items. And you got to worry about how you going to get the gas to get home, because here it is, you got $50 and you got to fill up your tank of gas, which is $50 to get to work so that you can be hungry at work. See, a lot of us finna come to the crossroad. We get ready to come to the crossroad. Yeah. But you know what? Don't think that Satan has been waiting for this moment like he has been waiting all the time. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. See, because he taught you, you know what? Because he taught, some of these pastors and already been to the crossroad, and they made an agreement, and they stringing you along. You say, well, Samantha, you shouldn't say that. Yes. I can say that. Yeah, got to go back down to the bottom. Let's go on down. Clefo Dollar. T.D. Jakes, all these mega pastors, Joel Osteen. I yet to hear Joel Osteen talk about any Bible verse. He has yet to talk about, he's a motivational speaker, but he has yet got the biggest church. But see, all these pastors got all these houses and cars, and they got all of this going on. And see, now the economy finna get worse. So now they got to come up with a good scheme now. They got to come up. They not telling you, hey, I got to give back. God didn't tell them to feed you. He telling them that, you know what, their revenue is finna go down. I need you to tell them this right here. And they gonna get up on that pulpit and say, God told me if you give me $100 a piece, you know what? Don't pay your house note. Don't pay your rent. Don't pay nothing like that. You give me $100 and God gonna bless you with 100 folds. And some of y'all gonna be at the crossroad and say, you know what? I'm gonna give that pastor $100. But yet y'all will see a homeless man on the street and won't give him a dime. Because you think he buying drugs or he doing something. I don't know what he doing with it. As far as I know, he could $100. The shelter charges $13 a day. He can stay there for a while. He'll stay there for a good while. But now you ain't worried about that. You want to make sure your pastor is taken care of, even when your house note is about to be foreclosed on. Don't sound like y'all any better than Lil Nas. How can you be? Come on, family, let's talk. Let's have this big conversation. See, because Lil Nas, you know, all these young folk think they know everything. That's what makes it so easy for them to be caught and grabbed on. See, they know everything. You can't tell them nothing. I remember when my mama used to talk to me, and I would say, you know what? She don't know that, but I never told her that. But then I had to go back and say, Mama, you know what? So-and-so, this happening. You were so right. Well, I went to tell my Miss Dorothy, you know what? You were so right. And then it took that one situation for me to, you know, understand, you know what? My elders are not trying to tell me something to hurt me. They trying to tell me something because they love me so much that they want me to not fail. But to not only not fail, but to have faith and believe and remember that, you know what? That as surely as somebody else is going through this, what happened to giving? See, black folks, we long past it too much now. We long past that. We don't want to give. We don't want to give. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all don't. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been through a lot. I've been through 3 crossroads. 3 in my life that I know of. That I know of. And see, you know, one thing about it is that it's easy for somebody to come on social media and say, you need to repent. You need to do this. You need to do that. But some of y'all ain't even living a life that you even come over here and talk to other folks about. See, right now, we don't really know who's who. Because, see, you know what? Even the folks that talk about the Bible are the main ones that are violating. But they saying you going to hell. Well, you know, it must be something. Must be a heaven or hell. Got to be. Got to be. Why is one of the most evil men on this planet is saying that he is hoping he do good to go to heaven? That's a deep statement. Why would a man who's sitting up here bringing harm to more people on this soil is saying that he hoped to go to heaven? You know why he's saying that? Because if he knew his word, none of this would be going on. And if you knew your word, you wouldn't be co-signing for it. Yeah, some family members are co-signing for some stuff. See, they co-signing. Like I told you, if it was meant for you, God ain't going to deter it if it was meant for you. But sometimes we deter our own blessings and then get mad because we didn't get it, you know. Like, for instance, you know, you're having a woman praying for a husband, but she's sleeping with somebody else's husband. Ooh, yeah, that's deep. That's deep. Or better yet, a man praying for a job, but he don't want to get up. A woman, she been praying for a husband, but she's sitting up here, instead of keeping herself together and all of that, she on social media, she twerking, she doing all this, showing all her backside, and they're doing all of this, and then want a man. They go to church. Yeah, you can go to church and God can change your life, but you know what? Your past gonna come back to haunt you. You know, come on now. And sometimes your past can be gone and somebody still accept you, but you're going to have that one person or that 10 people that's going to remember, that's going to drag up some stuff about you and throw it in your face. Yeah. See, black folks, you know, we good at that. We good at that. See, some of us want to sit at the white table. that we'll do it by any means necessary. We'll do it by, oh my goodness, you're mad at blacks, you hate your own race, you sit here and you talk about every candidate. No, but you said, Samantha, but you do it. Yeah, I talk about them. But there's nothing wrong with talking about those. That's what's wrong. We came up with that do not judge, and we sit up here and we let folks that we know harm us on our own skin color. And then talk about how, we can't get ahead. No, we can't get ahead because we can't keep letting the same mofos that's harming us, we keep them in place. And then we get mad and we stop voting, we start doing this. Oh, we sold our soul, we sold it. No down payment, just cash. Didn't even think about it. Some of y'all sold y'all soul so y'all can live in a better house than it is. You want to have the biggest house. Post on social media how your house look. Oh, my house is big. My husband just bought me a house and a new car. I just got a whole new thing of furniture and stuff. Oh, and somebody sold. And then all of a sudden you see them. Please pray for me. My husband lost his job. We don't know what to do. Oh, please pray for me. My husband is depressed because, we got all these bills and stuff, and he don't know what to do. Yep. Some of us finna go to the crossroads. We finna go to the crossroad on this. And back then, like with Nas, he dangled his career in his face. But with y'all, he ain't gonna have to dangle too much because some of y'all already sold your souls and already there. A lot of people sold their soul. A lot of them. There's so much hate in this world right now, especially in this country. It's not even funny. You got folks laughing because they're breaking up somebody else's family. They're breaking up somebody else's family. But that's why we so messed up. Because back in the day, y'all keep saying, well, Samantha, you keep talking about your past. But back in the day, they sold us. We weren't even humans. We were property. They sold us. Separate our mamas from the children, the husband from the wives. They separate us. That's why a lot of times in situations that we have become accustomed of being separated. Because, you thinking it. Daddy gone. Well, I don't need him. Woman, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Me white women say, well, I need your man. But now it's coming back. Where some of the other races, the Hispanics are saying, you know what? It's not about, it's about culture. Because one thing I tell my grandbaby, she's dating somebody that's not black. And I tell her, you know what? Learn his culture. Not his race culture. You learn his culture. Hispanics got a rich. You cannot deny they got a rich culture of family. Unfortunately, some of these bastards are selling themselves out. And they rethinking it because it's having a hard time. But most Hispanics have a rich culture. A rich culture. Call it for what it is. White folks are colonizing. That's what they do. They come in, they take from other folks and then claim it is theirs. Black folks, we got separation issues. We so used to not having a foundation, many of us, not having a foundation. And then we get, it's like we learn on the street because we never really figured out what our foundation was. So we lost. And it's now as we become during this time, we finding out, some of us finding out that the foundation we got may be weak, damaged, or not at all. See, I had to realize that. I did. I had a weak foundation. But the way I had to figure it out, my weak foundation, is that I had to find the strongest point in my foundation and build from there and take care of that. See, not everybody that's in your family or your friends are your foundation. And during this time, we finna find out within these less than 18 months, we're getting ready to find out. You finna see some folks that have really selling their soul. Not because they are afraid of what's happening. They don't want to lose what they got. But I'm going to tell y'all something. And I'm going to end it on this note. You can accumulate anything you want. I ain't never seen a rich man take any money, jewelry, property, or anything else where he getting ready to go when he go on that ground. Yeah. And some of the things that we are doing now, and you got people laughing about it and talking about it. Black folks, come on now. I'm just going to be honest. Family going to be honest with you. You shouldn't be laughing at no Hispanic, nobody, whether they Trump supporters or not. Well, I take that back. If they Trump supporters, that's what they get. But an innocent person that didn't sign up for this and they undocumented, come on now. You shouldn't be laughing. Because you remember, I don't know if you need to read your history books, but I'm going to tell you something. They put us on the ship. They beated us. They put us in different places. They did things to us that it was unimaginable. They separated us. They used a mind game, which is still being used to this day. No, it ain't about, you need to stop going back in the past. No, the past ain't meant to hurt you. The past is to keep you alert. It's not meant to hurt you. When people talk about the past, it's not that they're trying to they're not trying to sit here and say, oh, we need to be thinking about slavery. No, you need to be thinking about it. You are brown. You didn't come here voluntarily. You did not you did not come here voluntarily. They didn't make that constitution for you. They included you in it after the fact. And you're going to have to remember that when you go to work, when you go, wherever you go. It was not meant for you. But that doesn't mean that because they're not picking on us, you don't see the police picking on us, you don't see them beating on us no more, that you should be sitting here happy and proud that they're doing it to somebody else. Because, baby, you may be looking at the table, but you still at the door.